Today we're going to talk a little bit about vegetation management, Pennsylvania climate, and GIS. All right. Justin did a fantastic job with the keynote. It's all downhill from here. We like to have a little fun while we're doing what we do. And, what you all do is essentially improve the lives of the people we service, right? My name is Dean, and this is Allison. She is a GIS do-it-all for us, and today she's running the PowerPoint, but she's super talented. Wanted to make sure I give her props. Okay, so as was mentioned, we are a Columbus, Ohio company. Took the 3-hour drive here yesterday. Again, we were founded in 2010. We're an Esri business partner and an FME business partner as well. FME is written by Safe Software. And specifically, we specialize in mobile solutions, so GIS mobile solutions. All right, so let's talk a little bit about vegetation management. Just give some quick stats. Each year, $7 to $8 billion is spent on vegetation management in the U.S. Okay, that's a big number. In 2023, Pennsylvania had 49 reportable outages due to vegetation and weather activities. All right, this is like I have the resources identified at the end of the slide, so you can see where these numbers are coming from. Since 2015, vegetation is the leading cause of these outages. So what that means is there's a tree in the right-of-way, there's maybe that tree was weakened by the ash borer infestation. Whatever the case may be, the vegetation is damaging infrastructure, leading to outages. So next, let's talk about temperature and precipitation. And this is not a political discussion. I'm just going to cite some stats here. The average temperature is increasing. It's from last century to this century, on average, it's 2 degrees in Pennsylvania. Okay, Pennsylvania, the topology of Pennsylvania is diverse, so it's different depending on which region you're in. What this has led to is increased vegetation growth, shifts in what type of vegetation is growing, and then storms. There are more storms, and then the intensity of those storms has increased. And what that basically means, though, there's been a change to the growing season. If anyone does any farming or planting, it's gotten longer. We'll get into that on this next slide. So again, just a reminder. Nope, slide. There we go. These numbers are for Pennsylvania. So the average length of the growing season is 20 days longer. So what that means is we got to do more vegetation management, and that consists of the first fall frost being 15 days later on average. We're here at the end of September. Most likely the first fall is probably going to be in October. Again, depending on your area, maybe creep into November. And then, I guess I did this backwards, but the last spring frost is 5 days earlier. Again, longer growing season. So, that's all I really want to talk about as far as vegetation management is concerned. I'm more of a tech guy, so let's talk about some GIS tech. So we've been working with our team. Esri has put out some new technology It's called the Flutter SDK, Software Development Kit. And so we've incorporated into a mobile solution, and we want to show it to you here in a little bit, but let me just describe it. We call it Xplor, and you can call it whatever you want, and I'll get into that in just a minute. But what it is a mobile GIS data hub, so it's meant for the people out in the field, boots on the ground, to have data at their fingertips. Now I know utility information can be sensitive, don't want to necessarily share it, but we have the ability to secure that as well. Again, it is mobile, so it's iOS, Android, and we have features like proof of work, where we take images, we stamp it with location, date, time, and then we are also leveraging your current Esri technology, so your map services, feature services, and then we are currently integrating with work order systems. So for those who know what that is, if the software ends in works, it's on our to-do list. So that's like CityWorks, ViewWorks, AssetWorks. And then it acts as a centralized hub, so that folks out in the field can go to one place and then it fires off different apps, okay? And lastly, we rebrand the app to whatever you want to call it, whatever logo, whatever colors, so your people download it and it's something they're familiar with. So that's what I mean, you can call it whatever you want. Just don't use any bad words. Google and Apple will not approve it. Okay, so I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to try a live demo. Allison and I here are going to do a little switch. Just give me 1 second. I tried this 2 days ago at another conference. The projector was so old, it didn't work. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is the map page for our app. And so there's just some standard features that you would see generally that you would expect from a GIS app. What I want to show here is this menu, or this window that I'm moving up and down. This is our streaming, I'd call it features or assets. So whatever's around you is going to be on this list if you have it turned on, that layer turned on. It's dynamic. It works while you're driving 70 miles down the road. I don't recommend it, but it certainly does work. Here's just some things. You can turn on whatever layers you want. Obviously, we'd have to have the data published. You can change the base maps. Again, these are simple GIS tools that you're familiar with. And then you can turn on graphic layers. One thing I do want to show while we're here, I'm going to drop a pin. And okay, so this pin fired off a couple buttons here. In the upper right-hand corner, the first one is our routing. So think about this. If someone's out in the field, maybe a tree is down or there needs to be cut back, you could help them get to the right location. Nothing special with that. That Google Maps does that. That's great and all. It's just integrated function in our app. So I'll just press it. It should fire up Apple Maps. So let me go back here. And then the next button underneath that, we've integrated Survey 123. Pretty much good to integrate any of the Esri products. but I'll fire that off. And we have a quick tree hazard survey. This is something that Esri put out there. I'll go ahead and submit it. And as you know, you have to, with Esri maps, you got to wiggle it around a little bit, and then you see that little survey, tree survey, it's right there. So you can go in there. Again, a centralized place for your field workers to go, again, do inspections, work on work orders. You can fire off the work order system from here as well. And let me see. Okay, so I'm going to speed through this. The next one, real quick. Yesterday, when we were driving, we took a picture. And with our app, you can zoom to it, puts it right on the map. This is on 70 right here. Let me see if I can change the base map here. So we took this picture because we saw some trees that were creeping over into the right-of-way. So it's right there. Now, these devices are accurate probably within 50 feet, unless you have a GIS device. But essentially, it put us right there, and I'll pull it up. This was the image. As you can see in the upper left-hand corner, we tag it with the lat long, the date that it was taken, and then basically you can add comments. The power here is you can share this with someone else who has this app, and it puts it right on their map. They know where to go, what it looks like, maybe what equipment to bring. So that's that. And let's see. Allison sent me something here. What's that? Oh, okay. Well, Allison's going to take a picture.
You're going to take a selfie.
She's going to take a selfie here. Just to give a little example of what we do. And so she's going to send this, and we'll basically what we'll do is it does a deep link, puts it right in our app from her app to our app. And again, think about the collaboration here for folks out in the field, in the office. So it just came through. I'm just going to click on it. It comes here. All right. And then I'm going to add it to the map. So now it's on the map. I'm going to zoom to it. Puts us right over here off of South Point Road, right in the hotel. So that is basically what we wanted to show. Now, the technology behind this, I'll just briefly touch on it, is Flutter. Flutter is a Google open source framework that allows you to develop once, and then you have iOS, you have Android, you have a web app, you have Microsoft Windows executable. It truly is very powerful in that way. We wrote the first version of this app for a state agency, and from the time we got the notice to proceed to the time we actually got approval for the app stores, it took us 60 days for the iOS and Android app. So it's very powerful. And so on top of that, we've been working with Esri in their early adopters program. If you're not familiar with that, I highly recommend it. They provide really great support, and they've been amazing for us with this new technology. With that, I'll open it up for questions.
With, especially out in California, and most recently also Hawaii, where you have wildfires caused by overgrowth, and especially impacting electric utilities, what's been your experience working with electric utilities specifically on this, or are they using more in-house apps? And would it be better off industry-wide to go something more generic like this? It's easier to use, easier to manage.
You know, one of the reasons why we built the software is because the organizations we have been working with generally use something that works for them, but it's not a coordinated effort. And typically what we have experienced is the folks out in the field, a lot of consultants, they don't actually work for the organizations. They don't have a Active Directory login. They don't want to log in. They don't want you to know where they are. So our software works in a secure mode. If there's data you want to basically secure from others, and then also we'll just say more open data that will help people support their jobs. So we don't feel like there's a good mobile solution that takes care of the folks out in the field, and it has to be easy to use. You know, one of the things, our other app that we put out on the stores has 10,000 downloads, 2 million hits, and the number one thing they say is, you know, we could do some of these things in Google Maps, but we don't know how to use Google Maps. We're not GIS people. They're fixing a guardrail. They're cutting back trees. They're not GIS people. Okay. Yep. Sir, I thought I saw.
Yeah. Actually, you sparked a question too. So mutual aid is a big factor inside the electrical industry, and generally speaking, I've either seen it one of two ways: either it's miserable, map-based. You know, you go in because of what you said. They're not going to create logins for someone who's coming in to work for a period of time and leaving, especially if it's not a long-term consultant. In this case, mutual aid, just for everybody's knowledge, could be one utility helping another utility. But what I have seen is very customized applications. The ones that are the most successful, literally, like you roll up, they'll hand you an iPad and their application's on it. This seems to cross that. But one of the questions I would have about this type of app is, how customizable is it at the user level? Because one of the things that I've heard a lot of complaints about is someone will go out to do a survey, to go out to do, or responding, like you said, go out and fix a guardrail, go out and fix something. But as they're out there, they're seeing other things and they have no way of reporting it. Does this, to customize this, is it all on the back end, or does it allow any user input on the front end to allow for, shall we say, reporting of a different type?
That's a great question. So the thing with the way we built this app is our integrations are handled through an administrative panel. Now, we do rely heavily on Esri technology, meaning take that same example for mutual aid. You could create different maps for different teams. And again, when they can, I think I disconnected. You could switch to different maps, and then let's just say you were doing surveys, survey 1, 2, 3. Survey 1, 2, 3s, you can align to a particular feature or an asset. So it is customizable, and if you upgrade, or if you make updates to, say, that survey, it automatically is, that's what fires up in our app. Okay. So there is customizability. I'm going to be honest, though, as far as some like in-depth customization, we shy away from that because we've all been on long IT projects. We try to avoid that. We don't want a 2-year project. We want to get in and out and make sure the users can do their jobs and, you know, again, help the folks out in the field. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you.